Welcome to Ghost Platoon's Core Concept Series, a series that covers Ghost Platoon's implementation of Army doctrine and standard operating procedures. In this video, we will cover land navigation principles. We will cover identifying terrain features, grid coordinates, and other land navigation basics. Let's dive in. First, we will cover identifying terrain features. Terrain features can be separated into two categories: major and minor features. The five major terrain features are hills, valleys, ridges, saddles, and depressions. A hill is a point or small area of high ground. When you are on a hilltop, the ground slopes down in all directions. Valleys are reasonably level ground bordered on the sides by higher ground. A valley may or may not contain a stream course. A valley generally has maneuver room within its confines. U-shaped contour lines indicate a valley. A ridge is a line of high ground with variations of height along its crest. Note, a ridge is not simply a line of hills. All points of the ridge crest are higher than the ground on both sides of the ridge. A saddle is a dip or low point along the crest of a ridge. A saddle is not necessarily the low point between two hilltops, but rather it may be a break along the otherwise level ridge crest. Depressions are low points or holes in the ground surrounded on all sides by higher ground. A unique way to remember the five major terrain features is by remembering this acronym: Hidden Valley Ranch Salad Dressing. Now, let's take a look at the minor terrain features. Although these features are not as important as the major terrain features, navigators can plan routes more successfully if they can identify all of the terrain features their routes will cross over. There are three minor terrain features. They are draws, spurs, and cliffs. A draw is similar to a valley, except that it is normally less developed, with generally no level ground, and therefore little or no maneuver room. The ground slopes upward on each side and towards the head of the draw. Draws can be found on flat terrain, but are more often found alongside of ridges. Contour lines indicating a draw are shaped like a V, with the point of the V towards the higher ground. Spurs are usually short, continuously sloping lines of higher ground, normally jutting out from the side of a ridge. Cliffs are vertical or near vertical slopes. A cliff may be shown on the map by contour lines being closer together. Before we move on, terrain features can be learned by using a fist or a hand to show what each would look like on the ground as such. Now that we've identified terrain features, we will demonstrate how to read map grids. Map grids are attained by reading the numbers on the top of the map, followed by the numbers on the left of the map. This can also be read as eastings first, which are the numbers that ascend as they go east, then northings, the numbers that ascend as they go north. The 6-digit grid in this example is thus read 1, 2, 4, break 1, 0, 2. With the ability to identify terrain features and correctly read grid coordinates, navigating by map and compass alone is possible. The first step to successful land navigation is to know where you are. You should have a general idea of the area you are operating in. While you might be lost and not know exact location, you should have a general concept of your operating area. If you do not already have your grid location, you can quickly identify your position by identifying unique terrain features in your area. Compare these terrain features to your map. By finding 3 terrain features, you should be able to easily triangulate your approximate location. Once you know your location, utilize your map tools and compass to plot a route to where you should be. You should be able to utilize terrain features to effectively navigate to your location, protecting your movement from being exposed to enemy observation. While traveling, skylining should be avoided at all costs. Skylining is when you stick out over an elevated position, making your form much easier to identify. This concludes a demonstration of Ghost Platoon's land navigation principles. Proper training leads to proper utilization. If you like what you see so far or interested in joining our community, stop by our Discord.